Hey guys, you've watched the video, you've seen the thumbnail. Houdini's death has been shrouded in mystery for nearly 100 years. There's even speculation that he was murdered. We believe we solved this mystery. In the actual burial plot where where his grave is located, within a little distance over is an actual tombstone with the name of the person we believe who murdered Houdini. So the answer was in plain sight all along. Hey guys, welcome to Chuck's Corner. We have an interesting video today, very unusual. Okay, but let me get a quick drink of coffee. It's a good way to start the morning off, I'll tell you. But the name of this video is Who Killed Houdini? Now, you know what? Harry Houdini died on Halloween night, October 31st, 1926, I believe. Okay, and there is a mystique about him, how he died. Was it accidental? Was it just, because he did receive a blow to his stomach from a college student, Mr. Whitehead, and that did probably contribute to his ruptured appendix, which is what he actually died from. Okay, but was that student a plant by the spiritualists? Because he had a very rough relationship, Harry Houdini, with the spiritualism movement of that day. Okay, was he poisoned? I mean, back in 1926. You know what? Forensics was nowhere like it is now. I mean, you would not get away with things of that nature. But anyway, what was very interesting about Harry Houdini and his wife, Bess, they had a second sight act, which is pretty cool. And I copied a few notes with this. Okay, like Bess would have a bandana like covering her eyes, and she'd be across the room. And so Harry would hold up the dollar bill. Okay, and so, or vice versa, Harry would have the bandana on, and then Bess would read. She would actually say something, it would be a coaching type of a thing. Now, here's the secret code. I actually copied this. It's kind of cool. Pray is number 1. Answer is number 2. Say is 3. Kneel is 4. It doesn't make sense, but I'll show you what I mean. Tell is 5. Please is number 6. Speak is 7. Quickly 8. Look is 9. Be quick is 0. Okay, so if the serial number from a dollar bill was 593-2188-4788, Bess would say, tell me, look into your heart. Say, you can answer me, pray. Quickly now. Speak to us, speak quickly. So that would be the code. I mean, it was absolutely brilliant. Robert Houdin had a fantastic second sight act as well. But this is very interesting, and I kept that in my notes for many, many years. Anyway, let's have some fun with this, okay? Here's a very old box. It's supposed to belong to the Houdinis. Is the box haunted? I don't know. We'll see. Let's take a look here. Oh, I think it is. Whoa. Here apparently is Bess's handkerchief. And here is an old bell, I guess from a hotel they belong to, that they visited. It's a spirit bell, it's supposed to be anyway. But here's a picture of Harry. Very, very cool picture. We're gonna place this bell over here, and we'll keep the hanky right back here for now. What I have is a pack of playing cards, and they are all different. I'm not trying to pull anything. I could give it a genuine shuffle. We'll just pop one out. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to force anything. And I'd like the camera to take a look at it. Okay? Now we're going to insert the card into the pack. Harry, answer with the bell. Are you with us today? Oh my goodness, this is getting freaky. I'd like you to find the playing card that was freely selected. We'll start. Was it an ace? Was it a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was an 8. Was it a red card? Was it a black card? Oh, it was a black card. Was it a spade? How about a club? The 8 of clubs. All right, you're doing great, Harry. Okay, we'll put this over here. Now we're going to do something quickly. Pray tell, quickly, with Harry's picture, his portrait. Let me get this handkerchief. And I'm just going to lay it down. And we're going to remove Harry's portrait. Okay. Wow. making sure I get this thing off, but here's Harry's portrait here. All right. And we're going to lay it off to the side. And I'll just put this back together. All right. And Harry's going to help us again with a miracle. All right. We're going to put the portrait right over here. And I'm just going to stand this up out of the way. Now we're going to get Harry's portrait here, and I'm going to rip it just like this. And this is not pre-folded or anything, and it may be a shame to actually do this, but we're going to do this for the effect itself. I guess we'll give it about 3 rips. Okay. And we'll tear it this way as well. Now we're going to place the contents into this paper cone that I have. All the way down inside they go. Now Harry's going to help me with this. We'll see what happens. Watch. As you can see, his portrait appears. But there is a piece missing. Now if I was to open this up, there is one piece that is left. Oh my goodness. You have it. This is a perfect match. And what's neat, it is signed by Houdini himself. Simply amazing. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a great day. Hi, folks. Welcome to Chuck's Corner again. We have an interesting subject today. But before we do, I have to get my cup of coffee going here. It's the first thing I have in the morning and last thing at night, all right? Ah, fantastic. We'll put this down here. We have an interesting subject today. Harry Houdini. Now, everybody, when you think of magic, if you ask the everyday common person on the street, name a famous magician, they're probably going to say Harry Houdini. All right. Now, Harry Houdini was born, his real name was Eric Weiss, and he was born in Appleton, Wisconsin. All right. He was born in 1874, and he died on Halloween night in 1926. I mean, Halloween, that's a spooky time. But I'll tell you what, here's a picture of Harry's wife, Bess. She held a seance for 10 years, up until 10 years after his death, to contact him. All right, and nothing happened. But tonight, we're going to give it a shot. Let me just more or less, if I can get this match going, we're going to light this candle. All right. This is just part of this kind of a cool routine that I do a little bit here. Watch. Harry, are you with us? Can you make the picture frame move? Oh my goodness, it fell over. Can you see that? Pretty spooky stuff. So I guess Harry is indeed with us. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Harry, and I am by no means an expert on Harry Houdini. I would recommend talking to Dave Harvestad. He's really the expert. And if you look online, he has auctions. He auctions off a lot of Harry Houdini posters and so forth. So look him up. You know what? Maybe even contact him. I mean, he's a great guy. But anyway, Harry Houdini was an escape artist. He started off as a magician, and that didn't work out as well as he would have liked. So he got into escapes. All right. And he traveled. He challenged the world. He was known as the Handcuff King. And he took his name from another magician. Houdini obviously was not his last name. He took his name from Robert Houdin. And I have some books here to show you about him in a moment. But one more thing about Harry. Harry was the president of the SAM, which is the Society of American Magicians. One of the main things he did was debunked fraudulent spiritualists. Okay, I mean, he really did a good job. I mean, there's a lot of fraud going on. A lot of people didn't like him because of this. One of the persons he actually debunked was Marjorie. She lived up in Boston. And she claimed, you know what, that she could make contact and everything, and people believed it. I mean, then Harry built a box. It was almost like a bell box. It was a box with her head protruding and both of her arms and both of her feet. Under those test conditions, nothing happened. All right, so she was proven a fraud. So Harry did a lot of good things. He was friends with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which is the author of the Sherlock Holmes books. And being an intelligent man, as Sir Arthur was, he believed in a lot of crazy things. He believed that Harry could dematerialize, and Harry himself told him, I cannot dematerialize. Conan Doyle also believed in elves and fairies. I mean, it was unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, for a smart man, he was something. But anyway, on to Robert Houdin. Robert Houdin, he was born in Blois, France. Okay, and he's credited as the father of modern magic. Now, Houdin, what Houdini did was took his last name and he put an I on the end of it because he kind of looked up to him. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about Robert Houdin. Here's a pretty cool 2-volume set. This is very, very heavy. I mean, extremely heavy. This is from Christian Fechner of France. Very, very collectible set here. All right, one set it tells about Houdin's life, and the other one tells about his inventions. Now, Robert Houdin was a fascinating man, and I'd recommend reading about him if you can. This tells about his life, where he performed and so forth. And his inventions were absolutely astounding. He did a lot. He was a watchmaker, and he was given a book on magic accidentally from the library. He actually took a book out on watchmaking, and they gave him a magic book. That's what got him inspired. So he used his talents to actually come up with different watchwork, amazing things. Here's a poster of Robert Houdin. Okay, and he died of pneumonia, I believe. He was about 69 years old. In those days, there was not antibiotics. They had camphor, which is our equivalency of Vicks Vapor Rub. So that's really not going to do a lot to fight pneumonia. But anyway, he came up with some astounding effects, a lot of watchwork effects that did magic. Okay, he had the pastry chef. It was a little chef that came out of a little pastry place, and the people had a list of a particular pastry to pick. And it was a free choice, and they would put the menu on there and their selection. And the pastry chef would turn around, go back inside. You would see him inside with a rolling pin and everything. Then he'd come out with a tray, and on it would be the little delicacy that you ordered. I mean, it was amazing. He had a trapeze artist, which was called Antonio Diavolo. And it was amazing. I mean, for 1865 or somewhere in that area when it was made, this thing would swing on a trapeze. He'd let go with one arm. He'd swing up with both of his feet. It was all watchwork. It was just amazing. If you have a chance to do any research on him, I would highly recommend doing it. But this is another book from the Christian Fechner set. All right. And this one shows a lot of his inventions. All right. So here's a lot of clocks he invented. I mean, some amazing, amazing stuff. I mean, a lot of his clocks were see-through. You couldn't even see any guts inside, but he had it so cleverly hidden. I mean, it was just astounding. This 2-volume set is still available, by the way. I'm also a magic collector, which I'm sure a lot of you know, and I was fortunate enough to get these about 15 years ago. I think they're probably about $400 now, $500, but you can still find them around. But it shows a lot about him, what he designed and so forth. All right. In 1908, Harry Houdini did a bad thing. All right. He wrote a book called The Unmasking of Robert Houdin. And what you can do is you can still find a copy of this. It's very difficult to get the original copy. But he turned against his mentor. For whatever reason, I have no idea. Nobody really knows. There is speculation, you know, there's a few stories, but I don't know if it's real or not. But Harry turned against Robert Houdin, and he said he was a fraud, that he did not make his automatons, that he had a Dutch mechanician named Opre, he said, made it for him. And so, but it's, you know what, it turned out with research that it was just not true. So why Houdini did that, I have no idea. But Harry was great in his own right. He was mainly an escape artist, and he did accomplish quite a bit. And check him out. He's a fascinating piece of magic history. Thanks for stopping by.